And welcome to the Days of Comics Past podcast. Goes back to the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
My name is Mike Neal, and across from me is the one. Hold on. The one. The only.
Retro Bro. I never know when to come in with the fucking introduction because you're like, across from me. I don't know if you're going to introduce me or
I don't know why. You
always stumble me up on that.
The lighting in here, man. Like if you look right here, it looks so dark, but then it brightens up. I don't know what's going on with that.
I just noticed that too.
We're winging it. We're winging it tonight, but we are doing something different, something very different.
Different night, different theme.
Different night, different theme, and this is going to be something that we're going to do for Fridays now. Me and you.
We're going to be consistent about this.
No Caleb Eugene. No Caleb Eugene.
He just had to specify that because he's so
nice. Caleb. Well, he's not going to be here. He's not going to be here.
He's not going to be here. That was specified in such a nice way.
No Caleb Eugene. It's just going to be me and Retro, but for good reason. Caleb is younger than us. Yeah, he's still in his I think mid-20s. You know, and me and you we're in our 30s, and the subject matter is the 90s. Right. Primarily, and that means he was smaller than we were growing up in the 90s.
He was smaller than us.
He was a little bit smaller.
You guys always think you're better than me.
Yeah, you think you're better than me? You think I can't play basketball because I'm smaller, man? But no. So what we're gonna do is every Friday night, hopefully earlier than this, a little bit earlier.
Our planning time will be 12:30. So
it will be 12:30. We're 20 minutes behind. But what we're going to do is we're going to try to go back to the 90s, go back to when time was fucking amazing.
Right. It's almost cringy and cliche to say that, but like look at 2020. The 90s were fucking better than now.
Well, we're gonna go back to the time where we were a kid, where we were doing fucking shit that was fucking fun. Right. We didn't have to worry about fucking grown up responsibilities, paying bills and bullshit like that. We're going back to the time that we were fucking kids, man. And we're going to do it in a way where maybe we'll learn some things along the way. We're going to do some research.
Right.
We're going to have each episode's going to have a theme. So this one doesn't have a theme because we're just here talking about it. So maybe somebody somewhere will see it and they'll be like, hey, man, this might be a cool podcast. Maybe I'll tune in next Friday night.
Right.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're doing it on Friday nights where people are probably out having a good time. You know, maybe
there are a lot of introverts out there. You never know.
Well, maybe it is it's going to be late. It's going to be a late podcast. We're doing it at 12.
People are up late. You know what I mean?
So hopefully we'll draw in some people. Maybe somebody coming home from a restaurant or something, or a night out could come in and they can listen to me and Retro talking about the 90s.
The 90s and nostalgia in general. Because I mean, some stuff we talk about is kind of falls.
Yeah, we're going because we're 90s kids, but we picked up a lot of stuff from the 80s.
Now, let me clarify.
And early 2000s.
80s baby, 90s kid. I was an infant in 1986. I was 5 in 1991, and I knew what was going on around me. Hence, I'm a 80s baby and 90s kid. There's a difference.
There is a difference. And
why is that lighting going in there for me right there?
I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. Just roll with it. At the moment, I was born in 88, so you're a few years older than I am.
Right.
But I think we have the same experiences, even though we do have, or a lot of the same. I won't say the exact same thing, but through pop culture and TV shows and everything, I think that we have a lot of the same stuff. We experienced a lot of the same stuff.
I remember the other day when you brought up Moo Mesa.
The Cowboys of Moo Mesa.
And it just blew my mind.
The Cowboys of Moo Mesa. I mean, to think, man, there was a time that was a thing to me. It was the Cowboys of Moo Mesa, man. There was a time frame that I was all in the Cowboys. and Cowboys and Moo Mesa was a big thing to me. And
It completely left my mind. Like that's one of the things that it was like deleted. And then when you showed me what it was again, it was like, wow, I remember watching that all the time.
well, I remember, I have to go back. I don't remember if there was a lot of cowboy stuff in the 90s. Other than that, one thing I do
Young
remember,
Guns.
yeah, but I don't. I think I I'm not sure if I watched the Young Guns, but Tombstone was a big movie to me during that time. Five Goes West was the very first movie I ever seen in theaters.
Really?
And
Is that the little mouse?
yes,
Five-O? Yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude, are you retro? Five? You don't know fucking Five?
That doesn't ring a bell. And by the way, I never let anybody like tell me the moniker of what level of retro I'm on. I know who the fuck I am, so don't even try that.
Well, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
maybe
right.
sometimes you should question it. Like, well,
No, because
where am
it's
I
not
at?
a status thing. Like I'm just into what I'm into. You don't that type of elitism ruins everything. You know,
I'm not rolling my eyes right now.
huh?
I'm not rolling.
I was rolling my eyes earlier when you were like, Caleb's younger than us, so he's not quite as old as we are, so he doesn't know.
But no, dude,
it's cringy to talk like that, man. You know?
It's not cringy to talk. He doesn't remember. There's things
You
that
never
he
know. Some people
no, but
like
I'm
your
saying,
son listens to the Beatles. How old your kid?
Let me back up right here. Okay. I have talked with Caleb about a lot of this stuff, and there's things that he doesn't remember that's like, I guess like Five Goes West. That blows my mind that he wouldn't remember it.
You can remember the conversation where we ganged up on you after the podcast
Okay.
last time.
I don't. Well, this
anyway,
has this.
We're getting way off topic.
And if you want to listen to
90s.
that podcast, you can go to the Days of Comics Past. We had the audio podcast that we just recently released yesterday.
Yes,
that you can go listen to.
Great stuff. Trust me,
it was really good.
You'll laugh and be made very uncomfortable.
All
I have
a
little excerpt I wanted to read to kind of set this off.
We're trying. I'm still trying to figure out how you don't know who.
I'm trying my best to get on this like subject we're trying to get on with the 90s thing. Let me read the 90s excerpt thing.
Okay, hold on real quick. I gotta pull it up. So there it is.
I thought this was a cute, like a cool little send off. It's just a small part of a article. And
is this our champagne bottle on breaking it onto the ship?
Yes, indeed.
Is this a christening
of
the podcast
of this nostalgic
this
90s
part
podcast.
of the podcast?
Yes.
Okay.
I was going to cite the author, which I should have, but also on the screenshot it's not on there yet. But I'll do that later. Let's throw back to the time period when Democrats and Republicans may have once decently gotten along. The life as we knew it type of world which was inhabited with technology, naive individuals, and slightly importantly, a decade where wearing denim on denim did not make yourself a social standout. I don't know why they the way they punctuated that's why I read slightly and importantly that way.
Okay, hold on. Start over, citizen. I'm sorry. Start over real quick.
It says, let's throw back to the time period when Democrats and Republicans may have once decently gotten along. The life as we knew it type of world which was inhabited with technology, naive individuals, and a decade where wearing denim on denim did not make yourself a social standout. As foreign and distant these attributes may all sound, and call me biased, but the 90s may have been the greatest generation of all time.
All right, so break it down to us. Because this is something that you no. I mean, it's something that stuck out to you. You read it. It meant something to you. So I'm asking you to kind of break it down to us.
Well, the first sentence there, where the person said, a time period where the Democrats and Republicans may have once decently gotten along. I remember politics back in those days. People had their beliefs, but you didn't have to scream it at the top of their lungs every single day to the opposite side. And the opposite side wasn't considered their bitter, mortal enemies. I mean, they had their opinions, but I remember in the 90s, you kind of kept your mouth shut about some of the stuff that was on your mind, just be polite. Like the obligatory politeness was more of a thing with society. Correct me if I'm wrong on that.
I'm not going to say you're wrong, but I would say you are. No, you're exactly right. But there's a time to bring shit up, to say, hey, this isn't right.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, I remember in the 90s, Rush Limbaugh and fucking Bill Maher, just bringing up two names, were big. They were huge from two different political aspects. So,
and they were the guys when you talked about that. Now there's like everybody and their mother doing that.
Yeah. Well, it's a whole different ball game. Look at us. We're doing a fucking podcast. Right. We're expecting people to listen to it. So, it is a much different fucking place now. But at the same time, it was still going on. But like you were saying, it wasn't like it is now.
Right.
And like I just said, it's a different world now. And there's so many more voices now. And people pay attention to it because of social media. People scroll through social media. It doesn't matter who the fuck you are. If you say something that somebody likes, they'll share it like this is the goddamn, like this is fucking Rush Limbaugh or Bill Maher, like this motherfucker right here. He knows what he's talking about, or she knows what she's talking about, and I'm going to share it because they're showing my political views. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I remember Neil deGrasse Tyson talking on Hot Ones and saying, the problem with the guy asked him about like the flat earth theory. He said, what do you think about that? He said, the problem with information now is someone can have any crazy idea in the world. And now, because of the age of the internet, you can find every other person on the planet who thinks exactly that same crazy thing you do, giving you the illusion that what you think is actually a good idea. And that's how misinformation is spread so quickly these days.
Yeah. I mean, like literally, you can put anything on the internet.
Yeah, we can write our own wikis of anything right now.
You can. Right now. I mean, you can literally write anything on the internet. And if somebody agrees with it, they're gonna fucking run with it.
Back in the 90s, information was like the household name thing. It was way more potent back in the 90s. The whole household name, because that was the one person you saw about in the paper and the tabloids, not the fucking trending news that you get every 20 minutes. You know,
there was you didn't have all these people trying to push their opinion onto you,
right?
Even if their opinion's right, and you totally agree with them, you didn't have all these people pushing their opinion on you. You had, I mean, fucking I don't know when I don't remember my first real experience with the internet. I mean, I do, but I guess it was in the 90s. It was probably the late 90s.
Right.
My first experience with the internet. And my first experience was like going to Nickelodeon.com.
Playing the games.
And playing the games.
Yeah, me too.
And like going to Disney.com and playing the games that they had. So, I mean, I remember that. But that was all it was. Nowadays, boom, we carry a fucking computer in our pocket that would put that fucking computer to shame.
I mean, I'm using that computer to do this. This
literally,
podcast right now.
Literally. So, I mean, yes, with that aspect, I mean, information, be political or not, is much fucking different than the 90s. Now, I'm going to hand this back to you because all we talked about was like the first sentence.
Right.
And then,
like the when this person said, a decade where wearing denim on denim did not make yourself a social standout. Remember fashion in the 90s? You kind of wore whatever the hell you wanted. You could wear giant suspenders. You could wear a purple windbreaker with a blue just splash of color going through it. Nobody gave a shit. Live and let live in general, I think, happened and occurred way more often in the 90s. Like people left each other the fuck alone.
Well, no,
way more, I think.
I would say that
there were no Karens in the 90s.
There was no Karens. But going to the like fashion in the 90s, there was fashion. You know what I'm saying? And people did care about what you wore. I mean, I wanted some fucking LA gear. You know what I'm saying? I wanted the fucking light up shoes. And I mean, as a kid, I don't think fashion's
always tied to social status and whatever time you live in. But I think it was way less.
Let me back it up there for a second. I was a kid in the 90s, and I didn't really give a fuck about the fashion aspect of it, I was looking at, I wanted the light up fucking shoes. I wanted the LA Gears. I actually was very fucking fortunate that my grandma worked in a fucking shoe store in the fucking 90s and into the early 2000s. And I actually kept a pair of Jordans on my feet the majority of the fucking time.
Right.
That was like my I can't remember if it was like birthday. It was like birthday. I think it was mostly birthday because that was closer to going into school. That those I usually always had a fresh pair of fucking Jordans to put on my fucking feet as a kid.
That
But
was weird. I never wanted Jordans growing up and stuff like that.
oh, but dude, I was a Jordan fan, man.
Right.
I was the Jordan. I mean, I love Jordan. I love fucking the reason I love Kobe Bryant as much as I do is because of fucking Michael Jordan. He fucking I watched Kobe imitate Michael. Who the fuck can do that?
I wasn't a basketball head, so I don't want to sit here and talk
Well, I mean,
out of my league here.
okay, well, we'll continue on what we were talking about with fashion. So as a kid, fashion wasn't really important to me. I wanted a cool T-shirt with something fucking that was cool on it, and some cool shoes. That was like fashion to me. Yeah, the one thing I wanted was a fucking NWO T-shirt or something that my mom would not allow me to have because she fucking like disowned fucking wrestling completely. She didn't.
I was
she
allowed to
not
watch it,
gonna-
but I couldn't have shirts and stuff.
I wasn't. I was barely allowed to watch
I mean,
it.
because it was like Stone Cold sticking his fingers up. Kane looked like a demon. My mom, she was a deaconess. I couldn't
barely.
wear that stuff.
I was barely allowed to watch it. I watched it. There was some very, very important episodes of fucking wrestling that I was able to watch, but that was like, oh man, I want an NWO shirt or some shit like that. But a big thing with me, man, I was into sports, man. So I had some basketball jerseys and I had some fucking football jerseys. The very first football jersey I remember having was Michael Westbrook. And I know you probably don't know who Michael Westbrook is, but he was a wide receiver for the Washington Redskins. And I remember having that jersey and thinking like, man, I got this fucking jersey. It's fucking amazing, as a kid. And I remember going outside, throwing a fucking football around with that jersey on, like I'm fucking Michael Westbrook. Yeah, I had a randomly because I never had a Michael Jordan jersey, never had a Kobe Bryant jersey, but for some fucking reason, at some point in time, I got a Suns Charles Barkley jersey, and I'm going because I'm trying to slim down some now. I'm trying to lose some weight. I'm going to buy a brand new one. That's like there's jerseys I want, but I want that fucking Charles Barkley Suns jersey.
That would be awesome to get that.
And I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna slim down, fucking, and I'm gonna get that motherfucker. That's my goal now. I'm gonna fucking slim down and buy that Charles Barkley Suns jersey, like a new one. But I remember using it. I remember playing outside, playing fucking basketball, having that jersey, just the jersey on. I won't fat as a motherfucker them. And I threw the fucking jersey on like I was out there, like I was. I had the Charles Barkley jersey on, but I was Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? But no, at times I was, but I was Kobe Bryant. That's one of the things. Like Kobe Bryant. I mean, that motherfucker, dude. When he passed, and I try to explain to people like, what did Kobe mean to me, bro? I went outside, and I imagined that I was Kobe Bryant. And when I say this, I went outside. I scratched my eye one time and it was pretty bad. I had to wear a fucking eye patch for a long fucking time. And I was pretending to be Indiana Jones when I did it as a kid. I used to go outside and pretend I was Indiana Jones. I used to go outside and I pretended I was Luke Skywalker. I used to go outside and I pretended that I was fucking Kobe Bryant. But Kobe Bryant's the only person that passed away or is ever going to pass away that as a child, I pretended I was him and he was real. Luke Skywalker, I mean, Mark Hamill, when Mark Hamill passed away or passes away, he was a character. And Mark Hamill's an amazing person from what I can tell. But I went out, I didn't go outside to pretend I was Mark Hamill. I went outside to pretend I was a character. But when I went outside to pretend I was Kobe Bryant, that was the man. That's who he was. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's hard to explain it, but it, like, man, when Kobe died, man, I didn't go to work. That shit fucked me up. I was like getting ready for work and shit, and I was sitting there like I seen the shit, and I don't watch the fucking news, like TV news. When that shit fucking happened, I looked at my phone, was like, what the fuck? I turned the news on. And I sat there and I was like, fuck.
Right. It was a terrible instance. And
I was like, I'm not going to work. I'm not fucking going to work.
He was very much like Michael Jordan. And one thing I remember from growing up.
All right. Obviously.
Let me tell my fucking story.
Well, I'm taking this in a whole different direction than it was supposed to be.
Stop.
But
we're
talking about childhood.
I'm trying to bring it back. All right. One connection I had with Michael Jordan a lot growing up was Space Jam. I was obsessed with Michael Jordan. When Space Jam came out, I wanted to play basketball. I had all the toys. I had the big Space Jam basketball. I had the figure of him that was like this tall with the basketball in his hand. That's when I
had the little figures, like the little 6-inch figures,
little Monstars and shit.
I had some of those. That was a Big Lots toy too. Yeah,
that was one of the most Michael Jordan obsession I've ever had as a kid. And all my parents and my cousins watched basketball. And I remember Charles Barkley specifically. I used to like him because he would always fight and elbow people. I remember that was great growing up. Sports in the 90s had a different pulse, I think, too. I mean, sports fans will always be sports fans, but I remember the Chicago Bulls. Like, I had Chicago Bulls shit and I didn't even watch it. You know what I mean? Because you just had it back then, you know? And like Space Jam, it's just like monumental stuff like that. When you remember seeing Space Jam come out, you saw the Looney Tunes with
I remember going to the theaters and seeing that.
Yeah, that thing blew up.
It was you're good. We got a click and think on it.
We do.
It's okay. Go ahead. No, but I remember going to the theaters and seeing it. I remember the Happy Meal toys. I remember actually having some of the figures that I'm pretty sure was a big, because I say a Big Lot toy, but people aren't gonna know what I'm saying. So when I say a Big Lot toy, me and you were talking the other day, I was talking about how like Big Lots was one of my favorite fucking stores to go into because they used to get all this fucking shit that was like when they got something. Nowadays, I don't think it's like this. I don't know, like toy wise, but back in the day, like if they had some toys come in, they got a shit ton of them, and then they had like all of it, like the whole entire collection was there. And I would, oh fuck, I'm gonna get this one, I'm gonna get this one, I'm gonna get this. Yeah, and they were cheap. That's why my mom would buy them. You know, let me get them because they were cheap. You know, but I do. Michael Jordan did go to a whole different platform with that movie, especially with kids. But I mean,
the merchandise sales of the movie, that was a merchandise sales paradise. Think about all the Looney Tunes and Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Speaking of little toys and stuff, don't you have some goodies here? Is that why you started talking about the toys?
I do have goodies, but I'm not bringing them out today. I'm not bringing them out today, but one thing that we're gonna do with this podcast is we're going to do some unboxings.
That's what I'm talking about.
But you do your segueing just fine. Don't fucking try to correct yourself. You're trying
you said we're not going to do the thing, but we are going to do the thing. I'm like,
no.
That's the exact thing I'm talking about.
Let me do my thing.
All right, go ahead.
Do my thing. God, Jesus. You know what I thought about today, and I hate to bring this.
Go ahead. Go off subject.
You do have this saying, like you're like, fuck, like you don't like have this trust in me almost. Like you didn't trust me to segue into that almost.
I started talking about the thing you were going to do. You said we're not going to do anything today, but then we're going to unbox these things today. I was talking about the thing we talked about we were going to do today before we did it. That exact thing. Why did you have to do that?
Like you get worked up.
I
You
do. I
You
do.
get worked up
Because
like
if I don't, we'll sit here and
motherfucker.
talk. We're going to talk about Kobe
That's
Bryant
what
for like
we're
the
doing.
next
We're doing a podcast.
hour and a half. We're supposed to talk about the
doing a
90s.
podcast.
I
He's
thought-
part of my 90s.
You were
Dude.
going on this tangent about his death and how it was going to upset you. That had nothing to do with the 90s. They had to like bring it back and talk about Michael
Fuck.
Jordan again.
No, but he was part of the fucking 90s. Kobe Brown. I played NBA courtside.
Yes, he
man.
was.
He's part of the
His
fucking
death
90s.
wasn't part of the 90s.
No, but he was fucking part of the 90s.
What goddamn toys did you bring here, Mike? Hey, arguments are great entertainment. Okay, so it works out regardless.
You just chill out, man. We're on cruise control, man. We're doing the thing. We're making it happen.
This isn't the only thing I do. Okay, I take it fucking seriously.
All right, I'm sorry.
90s kids had bad tempers too. All we listened to was corn.
I'm sorry. I don't. No, I don't have any fucking toys to unbox today. How about that? Boom. But you had a toy.
None of the things you had were toys?
No, not today.
Okay,
no.
I'm sorry.
Not
Foot
the
in
fucking
mouth.
day.
I'm sorry, because remember you told me about the
No.
specific toys you ordered?
Yes, I was.
If you had consistency with the things you say.
Hold on. I explained to you. I said we're going to have themed episodes. Like the next episode we have is going to be themed. So, yes, I have toys to open up on the next episode. All right.
Okay.
Thank you for ruining the whole fucking surprise.
I brought a toy.
Everybody.
I brought a toy.
But you did bring
After
a toy.
what you did in the last podcast to me, you can't say shit about me ruining nothing. You had me totally shook up. But this is from 1997. You know the subject of the 90s we're on, right? Unless you want to talk about who else died this year. Anyway. Remember Disney's Hercules? Hold up to your camera.
No. But yours is right there.
I can't open this. It was my friend's. It's my friend's grandmother.
Damn it, give it here.
Yeah, that's why I actually do it for your camera. But no,
so tell the people what we're looking at right here.
That is a Megara and Pegasus toy. I want to turn it around too. 1997 Happy Meal toy. My buddy Carter's grandma saved a bunch of these for him and his siblings. And I thought that was cool.
So, this is something that we possibly could have gotten out of a Happy Meal when we were kids. I mean, that's it. I mean, we could have possibly walked into a McDonald's.
Look at the size of that shit. That is a huge ass.
It doesn't have wheels.
Uh-huh.
That's kind of sucks. So it doesn't explain what's really going on here. So basically you just get the Pegasus right there, and then she's going to stand inside of that. It's not even inside to it.
I thought there was like a little thing that puts her inside the.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a hole for her to stand in.
There's no it was
hole.
like
no, it's flat.
Oh yeah, there's like nothing to keep her there.
Yeah, she just stands on top of it.
Well, she didn't really ride him a lot in the movie, you know.
So is it cool? Yes, but I mean, once you open that, would it be a little underwhelming?
Are you really gonna shit on this?
I'm just saying.
Well, bring your non-toys out then, bitch.
I'm just saying, wouldn't that be a little underwhelming? I mean, no. Number one, when you got a fucking Happy Meal toy, it was fucking exciting. You know what I'm saying? But by the time you get to the fucking house, would that be sitting in the middle of the floor, ignored? Which most Happy Meal toys, most Happy Meal toys are. But that one seems like it'd be like, oh, you can't even put her in it. Like you think you would be able to put her inside of it, but you can't even put her inside of it.
Well, all right. Well, so stand me up then, Mike. Show me up with what you got. You got some stuff too, huh? They're not toys, y'all. They're not toys.
I did have one thing. I did.
Is it you have the one thing? Or I thought you had a few things.
Because no, not for this fucking episode.
Oh, so the one thing you showed me earlier was the one thing you had. I'm sorry.
I just explained to you. I just told you when we were on the way here. I was like, dude, this is like the only time that I've ever like prepped for a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm prepping episodes. I'm getting items that are relevant to the episodes. So
Okay.
when we do them,
You did say that on the way
Okay.
here, but then a few days ago we were riding around from the other podcast. You said you had ordered some toys, but that's not for
the
this.
podcast,
But it wasn't for this episode. But I thought it was for this
Yeah,
one. But
you're
you know,
okay for the podcast.
have some consistency with what you tell me, and then I'll remember. I guess
I have to be very specific with you
You
because
do.
you're going to be all over the place with it. You get worked up.
I'm-
You're like,
imagine-
toy. We got a fucking toy now. Toy now. Toy now.
Imagine telling me this the one thing, and then I go on that one thing you told me because that's how it works
Okay.
most of the time.
So I
You tell me
did.
multiple things. I think different things.
I did order. I ordered some things. I did order some stuff online, and one of the people that I ordered stuff from, they sent a couple of extra things. So that's one of the extra things that they sent. We're gonna open up right now.
Okay.
Okay, but it's not exactly from the 90s, but it's most definitely 90s related. So what that is this bad boy right here. It's a pack of trading cards for the original Terminator movie.
It's a game too. You said right?
It well, yes. At the bottom it does say collectible card game. Now this was, I would check the back.
Just let me clarify something.
Now, all right. So these come out in 2000. These were not like original to the movie, but
Okay.
these come out in 2000, and it does say a collectible card game. What is a collectible card game?
Do you give like
I mean,
Magic the Gathering stuff like that?
I mean, is that just I guess it is a collectible card game.
No, I'm sorry. I had to clarify real quick. Last night you said we're going to do some unboxings, so that's plural.
This is
More than one. That's one thing. So I misunderstood you based on what you said.
okay.
Not because I just had a screwed
This
up
has
mind.
9 cards in it, so it's multiple things in this unboxing.
Okay,
right
unboxing.
We're unboxing these not wonderful card boost. Is a booster pack, which booster pack is something that you would hear in a card game. But I just wonder how this works. If this is interesting, we may have to buy us a bunch of packs of these
I'm very curious about that.
and try to play the fucking game.
play Terminator.
Do you want to take the honors
Of
to
opening?
open it?
I do. I shall do the unboxing.
Hold on. It has to be in the camera. You have to get up in the camera.
You might want to do it right there because that's a better
Yeah,
angle.
you
there.
have the camera. It's right here. You have a camera.
You
too.
know, I'd have to like lean over here and stuff, and I have to.
Oh, do the wrapper and the fucking what's that called? The fucking yeah. There. Then gotta get the sound on the mic, man. People like that shit.
ASMR.
Yeah. There it is.
Oh my goodness, it's very well sealed. You don't have any sharp. You have a knife on you, don't you? You're like,
Who needs a knife to open a pack of
well,
cards?
go ahead and fucking open it then. Here, it's not a. I don't need to prove my manhood. Just open the fucking thing. I hate that type of shit. I'm sorry. Oh, you come on, you're a pussy or something. It's just whatever. Like, shut the fuck up. No, that's lame ass shit.
Whoa, hold on. You're hating on it already?
No, I'm saying like.
All right, hold on. The camera. Show the back of the cards. Because I know you haven't seen the back of the cards, but they are very card gamey. They all look like that. The pack.
Pretty fucking cool too. You know how you
Oh
have the better
shit! They
lighting on
look
your
like
fucking
magic
camera?
cards.
Use your camera.
Hold on. Fuck, dude, this is an actual card game. So yeah, okay. It's an actual card game. I mean,
I wonder how many cards were in that set for that jank.
I'm wondering now. This I don't like. Okay, number one, the Terminator movie was good, but it wasn't Terminator 2, and I don't really remember a lot about Terminator. I remember the Terminator movie, but I remember Terminator 2 Judgment Day way more than this. So that, like, seeing the pictures are not that familiar to me. You know what I'm saying? So this is super interesting. Let me hand them off to you so you can look at them. Look at these real quick.
Quick deployment. Future Skynet player.
There's this.
Play at the beginning of the stage round. All Skynet characters currently at starting locations that their owner brought into play gain +1 speed and +1 power. It's set up like Magic.
It is.
Yeah.
We're not going to compare it to Magic because it's kind of hard to compare that to Magic. But this is
the fucking +1+ thing is like the thing you do in a Magic
this is
game.
pretty interesting.
I'm sorry, I hate being constantly fucking corrected.
Read it out loud.
Target and implant. This implant gains the damage resource until the end of the current turn. If played during a combat sequence, it must be played prior to the roll to hit step.
All right, so
target and implant. So there must be
here,
implant cards.
I'm going to show this one off real quick and let you read it.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Read that one. That's the one I just showed off so everybody knows. You're supposed to be reading it out loud.
All right, sorry. Remove the top 2 cards of your draw deck from play and move all your characters with veteran or tactics at one location into an adjacent location. If playing during a combat sequence, it must be played prior to the roll to hit step. Roll. You think there's dice involved in this too?
All right, so I have like the one right here that's really cool. I'm gonna just show these off and let you look at them. That's like a scope. I'm gonna hand that one off to you, and you don't have to read it because we don't really completely understand it anyways. Because it's not like Magic.
One vague fucking thing reminded me of Magic, the +1/+1 thing. I wasn't exactly like Magic. You don't have to be anal about stupid shit like that.
It's not
the +1/+1 reminded me of Magic.
Magic's not stupid to me.
You're anal like a Magic player. I can tell you're a Magic player. Shit. That's why I stopped playing that shit.
Don't fucking compare this to Magic. This one I do want you to read.
I compared one aspect of the shit to Magic.
Because it has numbers.
The +1/+1. It said add +1/+1, which reminded me of adding +1/+1 on a fucking Magic game. I didn't say this whole game. Okay. I looked at one damn card. It's stupid to bring up the argument in the first place. Anal ass Magic player.
I'll be that.
I just hate being corrected on stupid shit. It gets on my fucking nerves. Like, who cares? I vaguely compared it to some other game. No, of course it's not like that game.
A Magic player. A Magic.
Yeah, some anal fucking douchebag cuck nerd that would get on your nerves about something like that. Indeed.
I'll be that guy.
But this actually does look kind of cool. I don't know.
It looks interesting.
I wonder how many attachments are to it.
So it is cool that it does have the same background to all the cards. It's interesting. I wonder if anybody actually got into this and played it.
I wonder how rare that is. Like,
I don't think.
Where'd you order that from?
This was something that somebody gave me for free because I ordered something and they just threw this in the fucking box because they thought it would be cool. Yeah. I seriously doubt any of this is fucking rare at all.
Speaking of Magic, do you remember that Kamigawa set? There's these samurai and ninja cards they had for that.
I do. When I started like really getting into playing Magic, all that shit was like really discounted, and I got a whole lot of it. It was easy to get the shit at the time, and that's a whole lot of when I started playing Magic, because I started trying to play in high school. Then when I got out of high school, that's when I started playing it, and I really got into it. And I started playing Friday Night Magic every night and stuff. But before I was able to play Friday Night Magic, that a whole lot of those cards I got into, like, because they were cheap at the time. Because they were out of standard play, so they were easy to get and they were cheap. So
the game itself is awesome. Magic the Gathering, the game is amazing. The lore is really cool, but the fucking players, like I said, I'm sorry, like these are the most aggravating, just collective Asperger's individuals I ever dealt with in my life. Like all of their self-esteem is like rooted in the cards, and it's just like Dude, I know you have a $600 foil deck, but I will reach across the table and smack you if you condescend me one more time, you little basement dweller. You know.
Do you?
And I hate to be the stereo. I hate to say the stereotypical stuff, but like, why do they have to be stinky?
I do kind of feel like you're attacking me, but that's
Huh?
okay because I said I do
Attacking
like
you personally?
Yeah, a little bit because
I never played Magic with you. This is my personal experience.
We can play Magic on here. We can have a Magic episode.
You get in the shower, you're different.
We can get a Magic episode.
A Magic the Gathering episode?
Yes, we can have a Magic the Gathering episode where we can have a camera
and play a battle,
and we can play. Boom.
Oh, that'd be fun. Boom. That'd be good.
Now I don't.
You know what we could do for the whole '90s thing?
I don't have like older. I don't have older. What we can do?
We can find no. We can.
No. What we'll do is when we do that, they make dual deck packs where there's 2 decks that are made to go against each other. That we don't have to fuck with at all. We can go to the store, buy the motherfucker for like $20, and sit here and play each other.
I want red and black.
No. It's a theme.
Oh, you mean the dual deck?
It's a dual pack. I'm sorry. It's a theme pack. I'm sure you won't listen to me. God damn it, Caleb. Might as well have Caleb here.
What? You mean somebody that challenges you and doesn't get walked on? Hey man, this is gonna be a pretty entertaining show, okay?
But no, that's something that we could do. We could go buy a dual deck or a dual pack. That's we can play each other. We can fucking set the camera up. We can play each other. It'd be fucking amazing.
Can we RP the shit too? Like as we're instead of just doing the basic attacks, if I put down this type of elf or whatever, I'm making up a storyline with this elf attacking and make kind of like a D&D kind of thing.
Well, that's part of the reason I played Magic, because I didn't have to do that shit. That's part of the reason I played Magic, is because that shit wasn't really involved. Yeah. But you know what? I'm glad you said that, because Magic really has an in-depth story to a lot of the fucking characters really that's on the cards. Too. Probably just as in-depth as D&D, but I never played D&D. But we could probably play some D&D too.
You know, the first time
I know people that know people that know people that know people that know people.
I play D&D.
Okay.
The first time I played Magic.
So you're one of those douchebags. Play D&D.
I've played and I'll play occasionally, but I'm not a cuck about it. You can be a nerd without being a total cuck about it. You know what I mean? That's the message I'm spreading. What I'm sitting there trying to say is shit. It was about fucking Magic. You made me lose my thought because you cut me off 3 times in the middle of what I was saying.
I'm good at it. Well, let me ask you this before you do that. Do you know when D&D started? Was that D&D an 80s thing?
I don't know. It's in like the 80s. Yeah, definitely 80s.
Was that because that thing? I want to say Magic was like 93 or 94. I think. Right. And of course that I'm sure that D&D was a big influence to Magic. I mean,
most definitely.
Yeah, I know it was. It had to be.
That's what I was gonna say. Fuck.
We're gonna do Pokemon too.
Pokemon.
I have some. I got a couple partially impressive Pokemon cards at the house. I'm gonna bring it here and show it to you.
That'd be cool.
I don't have any first generation things or cards, but I have 2 second generation Pokemon cards I'm pretty proud of. That were mine. I don't have many things that I had as a kid, but I do have these 2 second gen Pokemon cards that are full that I'm pretty proud of. Yeah. I'm more proud that I still have them. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I actually got a pretty big box of Pokemon cards that I had as a kid. But these 2 specific cards I'm very proud of. I'll tell you something about full cards that that you may not have known, because it doesn't seem like you were really into Magic, or you said you played D&D, but did you ever really get into Magic, like heavy?
Yeah.
Full cards. I learned this lesson about foil cards. I made a deck. And I wanted all my lands to be full cards. And what I learned, and I did a little research into it, the foil that they put on the cards is actually, I forgot exactly what it is. But it'll shrink the foil on the cards will shrink. So what happens is the foil on the cards shrink and they make the fucking cardboard curve. Have you seen that with full cards?
No.
So basically what happened was I bought all these lands from my Magic deck, which it's like 24 around 24 cards that's going to be in your deck, and they were all full. And if they're not like in a climate controlled environment where they stay the same temperature all the time, they will fucking curve. And it curved my entire fucking deck. And I'll show it to you.
Were they expensive pieces of cardboard in this deck? Particularly,
It's the most expensive deck that I have.
Right.
And it curved the entire fucking deck. The entire fucking deck's curved. And I mean, that doesn't say like, oh, fuck your little pieces of cardboard fucking have a curve to it.
No,
But
what I said, the reason I said cardboards, I mean, like these cards have value based on the things written on them that they can do. It's still a piece of fucking cardboard at the end of the day.
And a lot of them have that same fucking value because it's foil. But if
so
you're
it's a shiny piece of cardboard.
If you're gonna have this shiny piece of cardboard, don't fucking play with it.
I can't talk too much shit. I love comic books and stuff like that. I understand the value.
I'm saying, like, don't fucking play with it.
Right.
Don't, because if you have a deck of cards that you're going to be going in and out of your house, all right. So I'm going to take my cards, put them in my car, drive to work, and go play Magic after I get off work.
Right.
They're going to set my car.
My thing is, unless you like just really love the game, or you're playing competitively and making money in tournaments, dealing with those fucking assholes makes no sense to me.
And they stink.
They do stink. Why live up to the damn meme? That's what I don't get. Like, why be a sweaty fucking loser?
Let's be completely honest.
Let me stop. I'm projecting a lot.
A lot of geek motherfuckers stink, man. They stink. They need deodorant. I don't understand.
No, not. Some of them don't. What I'm saying is the ones that do go out of the way to just live up to every bit of the meme. Like, you're this anal retentive,
it is
like sensitive little cock of a person who doesn't bathe. It's like, why are you doing that? Why add that to the Comic-Con?
Do they? What you said Comic-Con, and I don't know why the fuck you just said Comic-Con when we were talking about fucking card shops and stuff,
right?
But the Comic-Cons are the same fucking way.
Really?
If you go to a
they stink in there.
Motherfucker, you could.
I heard about con crow, like getting sick from going to a con.
Dude, if you go to a fucking Comic-Con and you're standing in line with somebody, like, you will smell it. Like, you're standing in line to get a signature or some shit, you smell it. Motherfuckers do not bathe.
I've only been to one con. I act like a total asshole while I was there. I got drunk and almost got in a fight and shit, so I can't. But I bathed. I didn't stink.
Yeah.
What about?
I'm sure you bathe on a regular basis.
I do, and the soap goblin doesn't take my shit anymore. Now, what's some more things we're gonna be doing with this 90 thing? Like, what do you think the next episode is gonna be like?
The next
I promise we won't fight as much, y'all.
No, we didn't fight.
I was fussing with you.
All right, well. Hopefully you won't fight with me anymore. On the next episode, we are going to go. We're going to be themed. Each episode is going to have a theme. We're going to, like I said, we're going to try to dig into the information from these shows and it's stuff that we didn't know. You know what I'm saying? We're going to try to find stuff that we didn't know. And
there's a tiny drummer boy down there. You can't see him.
Stop it, asshole. Fuck. There you stop.
He's practicing his roles.
Each episode we're gonna have a theme, and the very next episode that we do, which is gonna be next Friday, same time or hopefully a little bit earlier, we're going to talk about educational television in the 90s.
Are we gonna stay on that subject the whole time?
We're gonna try to.
Okay, because
we're gonna try to.
That'll be great if we stay
obviously,
on subject,
obviously. Well, we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna research it. We're gonna. Dude, we've been on fucking topic this whole fucking.
Fuck, we have not.
Explain to me how we have not been on topic about 90s shit.
Okay, the last 51 minutes. Explain that. The last 51 minutes.
We talked about shit about the 90s.
Yeah. You have a Power Ranger shirt on.
I do.
I got a Hannibal Lecter shirt on.
I
think it was Hannibal Lecter was 89 or 90. kind of came out.
I want to say he was 90s. I
Right.
want to say, but hell, we can look it up real quick.
Does your Black Ranger have a one missing finger on the shirt?
Dude, they
'Cause it's
didn't do
inaccurate if it's
that.
not.
They didn't fucking do that. What
I know
is
it didn't.
does the Yellow Ranger look like a dude?
Hey man.
Yeah,
Gender's
so, I
a
mean-
social construct now, right?
I mean, hey, back then, a dude was playing the Yellow Ranger in the suit. So I mean, you know, it is what it is.
Zordon's Frylog's dad.
Silence of the Lambs was 1991.
Okay,
So you're
okay.
you're in theme, man. You're in theme. You didn't plan it, but
Yes,
you
I did.
You just said that you didn't know.
Huh?
You just said you thought it was the early.
I wanted to wear
80s.
something from older times
But
today.
yes,
for the
it is.
podcast,
It is
so
retro.
I didn't.
It
plan
is retro. But no, the next episode that we're gonna do is going to be some of the
Educational stuff.
I was thinking about Kevin Smith's podcast, Education.
Uh,
Some of the educational television that we watched as kids that was like really fun. That was really fun, opposed to some of the bullshit you might want to watch. And we're not talking about School House Rock. We're talking about home. I'm going to pull this up real
hey,
quick.
Dinosaurs was educational. In my
Right here,
opinion.
boom.
Family Matters was educational.
The Magic School Bus.
Magic
That's
School
what we're
Bus.
talking about. And specifically, I want to bring that up because the creator has just passed away a week or so ago.
Yeah.
Joanne Cole.
Yeah.
She passed away. And, hey, fuck it. I mean,
It was bizarre how I
sucks.
found that out too.
How was that?
I made a TikTok. I was watching Jeepers Creepers 2, right? And there was this part where the camera zooms away from the school bus. They're all looking in the back of the bus with bloody faces and stuff. And I figured that'd be funny as hell to put the Magic School Bus music to. So I do that. And 3 hours later, I see creator of Magic School Bus dies. I'm like, should I take that video down now? I don't know, man.
I don't know. Did you take it down?
No.
Okay, I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Nah,
take it down.
I think it wasn't that big
All
a
right,
deal.
so good job, kudos. But no, we're gonna talk about Magic School Bus, but we're gonna be talking about some other shows that were educational, but they were
Right.
fun, and that shows that we enjoyed as kids. But Magic School Bus is going to, primarily, be the driving force behind this. But there's way more. There's more educational shows that we
Right.
watched as kids, and we're going to talk about them as well. It's going to be good. The toys that fucking Retro try to get me to open today.
Whatever
Yeah.
you decided to do today,
Yeah.
compared to what you said.
Well,
I go by what you say, Mike. My bad.
but I do have some old school Magic School Bus toys, and we're going to open those up.
That's gonna be kind of cool.
And we're going to open them up, and we're going to fucking play with them a little bit.
Thanks again to Carter for giving us this Hercules toy
Fucking
we showed
just
us.
awesome. It would have been cool if we could open it up and play with it, but
I want to take this time to shout out the Pot of Luck, Michael Luck's cooking blog. It's very yummy, delicious to look at that stuff he made. Like the last thing he made tonight was it was baked macaroni, jalapeno bacon and cheddar macaroni.
that sounds good.
Yeah, it was smacky looking too.
Tell everybody about. I'm sure that we've talked about this on something else, but tell them about the episode that you did with him. The
Oh
episode of
yeah.
Papa Luck that you
I
did.
was his first guest. He made Gator po' boy sandwiches, and I gotta tell you, first time I had Gator don't play no shit. You feel me? He ain't never
Gator
been
don't
about
play
that.
no
Ain't never
shit.
been about playing no shit, but that Gator was good.
Now explain to me what a Gator poor boy.
You want me to explain the
sandwich is.
'90s Gator po' boy, the nostalgic '90s Gator po' boy? Is that still on subject, or you want us to
We're
keep
on
talking about that?
subject.
Okay, just making sure.
Please
Just making
believe
sure.
This is just this is Days of Comics Past. We're
Right.
just trying to throw a theme on it. But now, when I think of a poor boy sandwich, I think of like salami, bologna, and am I right when I say
I
that?
said po' boy,
Po.
P-O-B-O-Y. You know what a po' boy is?
No. Say it again.
Po' boy, P-O space B-O-Y, po' boy sandwich.
No.
It has to do with the seasonings you put on it and stuff that makes it a po'
No, I
boy.
thought you were saying poor boy,
No, po' boy.
but you do know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about, like a poor boy sandwich.
You mean Like
Do you not know what I'm talking
any
about?
basic lunch you mean?
No,
like,
no. There's a sandwich called like a poor boy sandwich.
please tell me what it is.
It's like salami, bologna. I think it's got some ham. It's just kind of like a potluck of fucking meats and cheese.
Isn't that basically the same thing as the Subhouse? What's it called? The Subhouse Club. Ham, salami.
Regardless, explain to me what the fuck you're talking about, because I'm obviously on a whole different.
I couldn't name all the seasons right off the top of my head right now, so I'm not going to try. But everybody, I'm sure a lot of people, anyone who's, do we have any viewers, by the way? Is anybody watching this right now?
Somebody might watch it someday.
Okay, but it has to do with the seasonings. Certain foods that were out in the 90s would be, or back in the day, would be a cool thing to talk about one episode too. Certain items, candies, yeah.
We could do candies.
That would be cool.
And I could probably get a bunch of fucking candy and some surges.
Right. You know how you mentioned Mumesa? You should do an not unpopular, but just not well known 90s series and cartoons episode. That'd be cool too.
We're gonna do it. That's what we're doing now.
Right.
We're doing it. This is just the first episode. We're just trying to give people a taste of the shitty shit we're gonna give them.
Well, you're saying that now. What you said before was we're going to talk about what we're going to do. That's what I'm doing right now. But I guess we're just
no. We're
cruising
doing
on down Main Street of the magic. Yeah. Mike said
we're just giving them a little bit of a taste of the shit sandwich.
I'm just on this train, man.
I still want to explain the fucking gator. I thought it was poor boy.
I just told you I couldn't name all the seasonings off the top of
my
head.
But I mean, you can tell me. You can explain to me how it was made, though. I mean,
he cut up the gator, seasoned it, fried it in a deep fry. He put it on some batter. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Put it in the deep fryer.
In the video that you guys have online, it shows you doing all that.
Yes.
Okay.
I haven't went back and watched that one yet.
Well, it does show you guys cooking the gator. But the after thing, it wasn't in the video. Like the finished product wasn't in the video.
Finished product was taken in pictures. In the
Yeah. I seen the finished product. I was just wondering, what did you put? Was there like after he seasoned the gator and you put it on the sandwich? What was your dressings on the sandwich? Well,
I just said like 3 times I didn't know what all the seasons were off the top of my head.
No, I'm talking about, did you put fucking cheese on it? Did you slap the motherfucker down with mayonnaise? I mean,
shit. What did he made it was remoulade sauce. He made remoulade sauce with it.
Okay,
and that was the sauce he put on top of it. As a matter of fact, and the way of making that sauce was pretty intricate too.
Okay, all right. I'll tell you something that I want to try is cashew. Like I seen where people take cashews and they make them into a sauce. Like cashew sauce. Have you seen that shit?
Cashew sauce.
Yeah.
Something you like kill somebody who's allergic to peanuts with?
I don't know, but it looked good as fuck.
Did you see where my mind went immediately?
It looked good as fuck. I think that we're at the stopping point where we can go ahead and end this. I'm
gonna bring my ring light next time right here, so I don't have to be the.
I don't know. I think that we have to figure out something because I plan on trying to use my phone the next time.
Right.
We will figure out something, but we have to have like something to send them out on, like a fucking saying and shit. And I thought that
everywhere you look, everywhere you go, there's a hand, there's a heart, somebody who needs you. Everywhere you look, everywhere you go. I think I skipped the whole line of the damn song.
I don't even know what the fuck you're saying.
That was Full House. The 90s nostalgic podcast, y'all. Everywhere you look,
but if you sung it like that,
go.
Yeah, all that.
We'll think of something.
No, it's gonna be all that.
So try to get some sleep out there.
All that in a fucking bag of potato chips.